If you actually cut off your lower limb, the worst thing that can happen is they can actually lose the whole volume of blood, and as a result, your heart goes into a cardiac arrest and stops, and people will die.
So I'd suggest as we carry on with the Belmont, get the 2 units through. We need to get some bloods and another decent access.
We begged her, literally begged her not to get it. But Kerry desperately wanted a motorbike, so she went out and got one.
Hello, St George's Emergency Department. Medical trauma. Yeah. Yeah. So high-speed RTC, moped into a wall, did you say? Yeah. Full amputation below. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah.
Code red, adult trauma call in 25 minutes. Code red, adult trauma call in 25 minutes.
A 29-year-old woman is being airlifted to St George's after crashing her motorbike in Essex.
So we have got a 29-year-old female, high-speed RTC, moped into wall. Yeah, code red. Complete amputation. Below leg, below knee. I've activated the helipad. Yeah, I just need someone to type injury sites for me, and then I'll come back and load them up. I'm going to read blood bank. So we booked in, Grace.
Consultant Jay is in charge of resus today.
They haven't bringing the leg with them, are they?
They've tourniqueted the leg.
When you say code red, you get a patient who lost a lot of blood and they are critically unwell. It is a distressing situation because you don't know what you're going to face.
Never a dull moment in A&E.
You all signed in?
Your anxiety levels go up. And it could be minutes, which could change one way or the other, whether they survive or they die.
I'm going to just shout through the code red checklist, okay? Major trauma, hemorrhage protocol, blood bank are aware, defrosted FFPs are here. If he's pretty cold, we may need a bear hugger at some point just to keep them warm.
The woman's mother and grandparents were called to the scene of the accident and are now travelling to St George's by road.
It was tea time. I was doing tea. I said, I'm going to go out on my bike for an hour. And then on went the gloves, crash helmet, and got herself ready, kicked the thing up, and slowly out the driveway and looked away. And I could see her now going out of the drive and into the road. That was that. Then we got the phone call.
We just left everything, jumped in the car and run down there, and we just see Kerry lying in a ditch. Well, my stomach nearly fell out.
My heart stopped beating. When the lady said, "Don't come near her, don't come," I thought that was it.
I see these 2 fellas running up and down the road, and I didn't know who they were, and they didn't know who I was. And I said, "Excuse me," I said, "what are you looking for?" He said, "We're looking for the young girl's leg."
Okay, guys, trauma is here.
1, 2, 3.
Due to the severity of her injuries, specialists from 7 different departments have been called to receive the patient.
Okay, can we get a quick handover from the HIMSS guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a 29-year-old lady. She was riding a large motorcycle, high speed, came off the road, unknown reason, We are thinking she hit a wire holding a pole, so that skeleton to her right lower leg. Her leg was found about 20 meters away from where she landed. She has been tachycardic, sweaty, and pale right from the beginning. She has had 1 gram of TXA. She has had 1.2 grams of Ventin. The last dose of rocuronium was 30 milligram, just given 5 minutes back.
If you actually cut off your lower limb, the worst thing that can happen is they can actually lose the whole volume of blood, and as a result, your heart goes into a cardiac arrest and stops, and people will die.
So I suggest as we carry on with the Belmont, get the 2 units through. We need to get some bloods and another decent access.
We begged her, literally begged her not to get it. But Kerry desperately wanted a motorbike, so she went out and got one.
Okay, we're on our vent.
You happy for me to start?
Just careful, because that's yes, you can start.
You're happy with the airway?
Yes, I'm happy with it.
C-spine is immobilised. The trachea is central. Sats are 98. Can't get a radial pulse.
Dental nurse Kerry arrived in resus 14 minutes ago after crashing her motorbike into a ditch,
Abdomen is soft, is non-distended.
completely severing her right leg below the knee.
No obvious deformity to the left lower limb. Obvious deformity and external hemorrhage to the right. There's a traumatic but no knee amputation, which is complete.
Doctors need to stabilise Kerry before they can send her for a CT scan.
Guys, blood pressure is 90 systolic.
Okay, that's probably because of the propofol.
I need trauma tape, please. Trauma tape.
Time is very critical, particularly when we are considering reattachment of the leg.
Okay, X-ray.
But the first priority is always life. Limb comes second after life.
You're going to be able to get bloods out of that one?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we've got a 20 ml syringe.
So once she's stable enough, you've got to line in.
18 months ago, Kerry moved in with her grandparents after returning from travelling.
Kerry's a very independent girl. If she got the slightest notion that you didn't want to do anything for her, she'd say, fair enough then, Grant, you know, don't worry, I'll make other arrangements.
There's no obvious flail chest. I think there's surgical emphysema on the left.
She'd put that motorbike in gear and let the clutch out and she'd just cruise off. But if she'd have known that we'd have been watching her, she would have had a right go. She wants to do everything herself.
Pelvic X-ray looks like she's got opened up a left SI joint on the left-hand side. That's what it looks like.
We've got blood pressure.
But our heart was in our mouth every time she went out on that bike until I heard that motorbike come back here.
We're not going to roll, we're just going to brace, that's it.
Steady, brace. Okay, right.
Guys, chest X-ray looks okay. There's no obvious surgical emphysema to look at. Lungs are inflated. Some blood products into CT.
She was just a very confident girl. She passed all her dental exams with flying colours. I mean, she passed a driving test first time and a motorbike test first time, and she used to do all the proper reading up. I mean, study the highway code book every night before she passed the driving test. She drove a 360 digger on a building site. There's some blokes in this country can't drive them, but she could.
Yep. Yep, let's put the bear hugger on top of her and warm her up.
She's relatively stable. She's on propofol now. We should be okay to go.
She was just a good, gutsy girl.